from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It's a special Christmas Day edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll be led out by the man from Old Dominion, the former Monarch, at quarterback Taylor Heineke. First down, Heineke. He's going to drop this. This one down to Gibson. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On first down, right back to Gibson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And the Cowboys here on third down, bringing in an extra defensive back. Here's Heineke. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough. Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. They've got his man complete. Now he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play that time through the air. 36 yards. They'll run on first down. Barkley. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game. From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
From the gun on third down is Burrow. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. It makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
He pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, second down. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here. 3rd and goal. Burrow going to keep it himself. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th. Burrow going to keep it on the sneak. Trying to wedge his way in there. No signal. I don't think he got there. He didn't. They try the sneak, but not enough push. He doesn't get in. And Washington is able to come up with a goal line stand. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Heineke. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he'll go out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Heineke. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Thomas. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Edmonds. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. 2nd down at 7. Edmonds running out of the shotgun. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. To throw is Heineke. Rolling to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
The play fake, and now Heineke. That's out to the flat for Edmonds. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. That catch good for only a couple. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 20-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll get this to his running back, Edmonds. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in by Jarwin, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down now, but that clock rolling. Burrow looking to pass. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is going to be intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. If you're a lover of offense, this has not been the half for you thus far. Luckily for me, though, I'm sitting next to a lover of defense, and we have had plenty of that, including that interception. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Neville Gallimore able to record his 5th sack of the season. A hole to dig out of here, 2nd and 17. Final play of the half here, Heineke. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of his first half of play. So there you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? Now Pollard. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And we thought this game had the potential to be tight, maybe not this tight, scoreless as we start the third quarter.
And I love the way you use the word tight. I'm going to take it a little bit different direction here because it's not just tight on the scoreboard. I think both offenses have been tight in how they've played this game. No one's been loose. No one's been free. They've got to find a way to make some plays, and I don't think you do it if you're really tight in everything that you're doing in the game.
Touchdown, Cowboys! Jamar Chase with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cowboys on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Well, these two teams battled through a scoreless first half. Finally, a breakthrough here in quarter number 3.
And I just wonder how that played for both of them psychologically, because when you battle through a scoreless first half, now you know that every possession is increasingly crucial. Who can put points on the board and make the other team chase? What if you get a lift and if they get deflated a little bit?
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First possession of the second half now for Washington. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. but it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On play action, Heineke. Out to his left, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Micah Parsons able to drop him for a loss of a couple. Impressive individual effort there. No one was going to stop him around the edge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's why if you play in a 4-3 base and you're a defensive end, that's why you get the big bucks. They count on you to do everything. Defend the run and, of course, get to the quarterback.
To try again after the sack, Heineke. He'll swing that out to Edmonds. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Third and short yardage. Heineke steps away. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And now off to the races down the right side. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And they're not going to get the kick off in time. That's going to set him back 5 yards. Now from 5 yards further back, this becomes a 37-yard extra point attempt. And it's good to make it 14-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Dallas defense, here they come now onto the field. And they had the fumble return for a touchdown, and boom, they're right back out there again.
And you hear so many people talk about opportunistic defenses in today's football. Well, they make their own breaks because they work at it all the time. We've been at the practices, the drills where they're trying to strip the football, the takeaways. They're always working on it, and it paid off for them on the last possession.
Paid off. Now can they do it again? They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll run with Edmonds again. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Now Heineke. And this is going to be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
So holding there on the return, and that'll back him up to start the next drive.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Here we go.
4th and goal, and down by a touchdown. The offense stays on the field. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. Got an open man, the tight end, Jarwin. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show.
Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf. A big play here for Dallas. On first down, Barkley. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Back now in Arlington. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown number 18 on the year.
And the Cowboys are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
Zerline good with a PAT, and it's now 21-0. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards.
And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. On the return is Ferguson. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Cowboys have recovered.
So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. This to Jarwin. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Saquon Barkley with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game.
And the Cowboys extend this 4th quarter lead, and they are getting closer and closer to win number 11.
And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Zerline now for the PAT. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. On the return is Ferguson.
And he returns this to the 22.
Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Working with a 2nd and 3. Throwing. Heineke. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Solomon Thomas breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
On 3rd down, Heineke.
That one caught by Gibson. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29.
That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's got some space here. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes this 35-0 now. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. On the return is Ferguson. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Working out of the gun. Here's Heineke. That's out to the flat for Gibson.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40.
But to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know, I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back.
They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Heineke now looking to throw on 1st down.
A gain of 6 there on 1st.
fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long, had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
A first down throw for Heineke. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Again, it's Heineke. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 26.
Holding offense.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
On 1st and 10, Heineke. And yet again, it's McLaurin.
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. From the 27,
Heineke.
over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 18. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Cowboys, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now on the year. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Chicago Bears next week.
Meanwhile, for Washington,
it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin.